It's time for the moment you've been waiting for. Da 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 da
My first review on YouTube was for an anime film titled Summer Wars. I love that movie for holding ideas I found value in, such as having a strong family bond, unity, and it also had a connection to a series called Digimon, which I also have a fun history with.
And I don't even notice when it hurts anymore.
it. Fast forward about 99 reviews later, and I'm reviewing another anime film called Anthem of the Heart. Like Summer Wars, it has ideas that I hold within myself, such as, having troubles with insecurities, identity issues, the fact that you shouldn't label yourself, etc. And so, for our 100th episode of Solshow, we review Anthem of the Heart. Hello everyone and welcome to Solshow. Today we have hit the triple digits. And before we begin, guys, I highly suggest you check out this movie for yourself. Come back, and if you want, you can play a little game with me. If you enjoyed the film, feel free to give this video a thumbs up. However, if you did not enjoy the film, give this video a thumbs down, and the like bar will reflect your guys' reaction. So today we look at Beautiful World, aka also known by its Japanese name, which I would try to pronounce and probably botch it and then make a joke about that, and then I'd feel bad about not knowing how to pronounce something I feel really passionate about. Then I would try to, just skim it up with a joke, and then people would be like, man, that's really cliche, and I'd be like, man, I know. So I'm just gonna avoid that altogether. So Anthem of the Heart comes from the same team as Anohana, and the director, he also directed Waiting in the Summer. And that's how you know it's gonna have some feels. It's gonna be really feely. If you're not familiar with those shows, then I would recommend, if you're gonna check them out, bring the tissue boxes right next to your popcorn. Anyway, so synopsis time. Have you guys ever met maybe a person who talks a little bit more than they should, and they come across as kind of annoying when they do that? I do, mostly because I'm that person a lot of the time. And so is the main character of this movie. This girl is such a chatterbox that after seeing her father go through an affair, she accidentally tells the mom about the father cheating on her, and thus ends the marriage. Oh shit! And so she gets visited by a magic egg. Yes, it's a magic egg kind of story, don't laugh. And said egg gives her a curse where she can no longer speak. The joke is I can't talk because of the egg. I'm gonna put this egg back now. Fast forward to the future, and after a lifetime of talking too much, our main character is a socially awkward girl in high school who doesn't talk to anyone at all. And again, the relatability is painful. Our main character gets logged in with a couple of the other classmates, and together they have to make a musical. Yep, they just have to make a musical. That's it. Big, epic plot, I know. But if you've seen any of the other projects that these guys have put out, you'll know that they make these super personal stories that really hit the nail on the head on the emotions, and they usually have very simple subject matter that deal a little bit with the supernatural, hence the egg thing. And I'm mostly focused on the main character girl, but don't get me wrong, each of the characters in this movie, they have layers to their personality, and they all have very clear motivations and very clear desires that maybe they're not all following through on, and their emotion doesn't come across as obvious, it's subtle, it's real, it's personal, it's genuine. As for instance, the main girl, she's just a girl with a lot to say, but is so terrified at what people will say back that she stays silent. I think that is a beautiful archetype. And I know the last movie I rated highly, much like I'm gonna rate this movie, there was also a character that was predominantly silent throughout the entire movie. So I don't know if maybe that's just a way to get across good storytelling, or if these movies just both happen to do a really good job at it. But damn, I am surprised at how much they are getting away through emotion and character development through a character who doesn't say anything. And the next main character is kind of a flip version of her. He doesn't have that much to say, but at the same time he comes across as this kind of distant, cool guy that hangs out with the nerds. And the only way he seems to be able to express anything is through music, which he doesn't seem to be able to write lyrics for. Then we have our other two side characters, one of which you meet him and you immediately think, oh, that's the bully, that's the grumpy jock who's gonna throw his weight around and be a dick. And that's how he started off as, but this movie doesn't have one layer characters. By the end of the movie, he went through his own transformation and became just as commonplace of a good characters as the rest. And for our final main character, I'm not going to touch too much into her because her backstory is kind of a spoiler in itself. Just know she's another very personal character and another valuable piece to this puzzle. And again, I related to these characters, but don't get me wrong, I related to each of these characters. And even if I didn't see myself totally within them, I saw people I knew within these characters. With these very subtle actions, you could tell who they were on the surface and how they presented themselves. And slowly but surely, you got across who they were deep down inside and their true emotions, and that all came to life. It was beautiful. With these little subtle actions, you could see how they acted on the surface, how they presented themselves, and slowly but surely these little actions came across and you discovered who they were deep down inside, insecurities and all, and you came to appreciate each of them. Even small side characters like the teacher, the grandparents, the other baseball players who all really liked this same haircut for some reason. They all were clear and important, and you knew even with their little time that they had on screen, they had more going on with them, and you wanted to know more about them. You know, like kind of how a perfect side character is supposed to be. And like I said, this is a simple story, and I love these simple kind of stories that take place on the grand stage. I love those. And ultimately, Anthem of the Heart is about a girl who wants to express herself on this grand stage, but is terrified to do so, but is still going to take that task head on. And as a person who tries to express himself creatively on an outlet that is just as much as it is tiny, as it is seemingly infinite, I related to her struggle and her story more than most stories I have in my entire life. And with all that being said, I give Anthem of the Heart our first ever 10 out of 10. The Soul Badge of Approval and the Hall of Fame badge. Thank you guys so much for being with me. If you've watched this review, a small portion of the reviews, half of the reviews, most of the reviews, I can't thank you enough for just being with me and being here for me when I hit 100 reviews. Anyway guys, you can always check out my Twitter if you want some random thoughts from me. You can check out my Patreon if you want to support my endeavors and my dreams. And you can also check my second channel where I have the extra fun videos. Anyway guys, thanks so much as always. I appreciate you. You're all amazing. And with that, I leave you. 100 down, motherfucker. Whew. I feel good.